Number 10. Fiji Island. Fiji Island is an archipelago of more than 330 islands, of which 110 are permanently inhabited. It is considered an island of luxury, with its blue waters and picturesque views. Not that long ago, though, its residents were cannibals. In 1840, a scientist witnessed the horror of 20 bodies of men, women and children being delivered to Rua as a present. The bodies were then shared out among the residents as food. It is believed that back then, people were tortured and children murdered. Thankfully, this doesn't happen anymore, but if you were alive in 1840, this would been one to avoid. Number 9. Ball's Pyramid Island. Ball's Pyramid Island stands 1,800 feet tall. This peak is a group of volcanoes, vanished approximately 7 million years ago, and is populated by ugly and creepy insects called Dryococelus australis, or the Lord Howe. Insects measure at 6 inches long and cannot fly. While they aren't deadly, the sheer size of them is enough to give you the chills. This island is somewhere that you don't want to live in simply because it is the tallest volcanic sea stack in the world. Number 8. Gruned Island. This Scottish island is considered safe today, but many people remain skeptical and steer clear of the area. In 1942, the British began developing anthrax as a weapon for World War II. They filled bombs with the bacteria and tested it on the island. Despite choosing not to use it as a weapon in the end, it wasn't until 1986 that the island was considered a threat. A cleanup operation was put into place and a stinking 280 tons of formaldehyde was sprayed over the entirety of the island. Number 7. Farallon Island. Farallon Island is located near San Francisco, which was used as a nuclear dump from 1946 to 1970, where more than 47,800 drums of radioactive waste was offloaded over the years. The area is still highly contaminated today, and people are warned not to step foot on the island. Number 6. Runit Island. Runit Island is the place where the US military performed over 150 nuclear tests between 1946 and 1962. They attempted to clean the radioactive debris in the 1970s, but it cost almost $250 million. Today, people are still asked to remain off the island due to the levels of radiation. Number 5. Poveglia Island. A scary looking island located on the lagoon of Venice in Italy. It all started with the Romans, when they moved all the victims of plague to the island, where they eventually died together. Centuries later, all of the bubonic plague victims were carted off to the island. In fact, anyone who showed any symptoms of being ill was evacuated and quarantined on the island. It is believed that 160,000 people died on this island. Their bodies were burned and were still washing up on shore centuries later. It wasn't until 1922 that a mental hospital was built on the island, where it is believed that a doctor experimented on his patients in the spooky bell tower, where no one could hear the screams coming from the patients. Eventually, however, people moved back to the island. Number 4. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, also described as the Pacific Trash Vortex. It's an island roughly the size of Texas, which is made of garbage. It's thought that the rotational pattern of the oceanic currents in this area is the cause of the huge formation. It causes the death of around 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine creatures every year. You certainly wouldn't want to step foot on the island. Number 3. Izu Islands. Izu Islands is located in the coast of Japan. It is a cluster of islands where the air is filled with unbearable sulfur due to volcanic activity. Amazingly, people still live on the island and are forced to wear gas masks in order to breathe. During the night, you can hear the siren wailing as the gas levels reach the highest and dangerous point, leaving many dead the next morning. Not an ideal place to visit. Number 2. Ramri Island. Ramri Island, located in the Burmese coast, which is covered with scorpions, malaria-carrying mosquitoes, and hundreds of dangerous saltwater crocodiles. During World War II, Japanese troops landed on the island looking for somewhere to hide, but a majority of them were massacred alive. This island has been entered into the Guinness World Book of Records for a place with the most number of deaths caused by animals. Finally, number 1. Snake Island. Ilha de Queimada Grand Island, located 90 miles off the coast of Brazil, and is otherwise known as Snake Island. People have been forbidden from setting foot on this beautiful island as it's covered with the most venomous snakes, the golden lanceheads. These snakes can grow up to 2 meters in length and their venom is fatal. The species breed throughout the year, sometimes giving birth to 50 baby snakes at a time, meaning that every inch of this island is littered with them. From 1909 to the 1920s, a few people did live on the island in order to run its lighthouse. But according to another local tale, the last lighthouse keeper, along with his entire family, died when a cadre of snakes slithered into his home through the windows. Although some claim the snakes were put on the island by pirates hoping to protect their gold, in reality,